On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's crazy executive order installing Marxist diversity, equity, and inclusion czars in every federal agency. And I will immediately terminate all staffers hired to implement this horrible agenda. I will urge Congress to create a restitution fund for Americans who have been unjustly discriminated against by these Biden policies. They're so unfair, they're so un-American, they're so un-American. And we will ban all racial discrimination by the government. I will fight for parents' rights. Can you believe that here we are, and I'm saying I'm going to fight for parents' rights? Who would think that you have to ever say parents' rights? Don't you think parents have pretty good rights, right? Who would think that you have to actually say it? But you do, because they took the rights away, including universal school choice and the direct election of school principals by the parents. We want the school principal to be appointed and elected by parents. And you'll get some good principals then. Who loves the children more than the parents? If any principal is not getting the job done, the parents should be able to fire that principal immediately and select someone new. Continuing the work of our 1776 Commission, we will teach our values and promote our history and our traditions to our children. We will, in other words, be proud of our country again. Castration and sexual mutilation of our youth, and ask Congress to send me a bill prohibiting child sexual mutilation in all 50 states. That should be easy.
Shalom. All praise goes to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kwakwadash, double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to Akhmate pushing this word in all sincerity and honesty, the whole full elect. Shalom, my name is Kara Allah. Lord willing, this is edifying. What you just saw was from a speech that Trump gave, basically bashing Biden. The title, if you watch it on YouTube, is going to be Donald Trump says President Biden is leading U.S. to oblivion. Trump speech. And this basically happened last night. And what you had was Trump giving a speech on basically obliterating the Biden administration, right? And bringing in his administration and passing laws and passing legislations and whatnot on basically how to make America great again. All right. You know, coming with that same making America great again doctrine that he had the first time. Now, basically, you had the people listening in the audience cheering and carrying on USA, USA, right? But according to the scriptures, we know that this place is at its end. This is Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. Now, let's get a deeper meaning. Let's go to tools and let's go to the Strongs of some of these words. It says decrees. Strong's H2711. Hakwakwa. Show Strong's info. An enactment. A resolution, decree, thought. Right? So it's an enactment, which is why what they say when they bring in laws, they say it's an act. Right? They say it's a legislation. Resolution. Let's look this up real quick. To act or process, the act or process of resolving. Right? Now you have Biden You have Trump bashing Biden and his administration. And what is Trump coming in with? A resolution. Okay? A decree, a thought. That word thought. Okay? That brings me to another scripture. Let's go back and let's go to grievousness. Show strong's info. Hence worry, whether of body or mind, grievousness, grievance, iniquity, right? Sin upon sin, labor, mischief, miserable pain, perverseness, sorrow, toil. Okay. Travail, trouble, wearisome, wickedness. All right. I don't know if I said this earlier, but it's just Strong's H599, Aimal. Grievousness, Aimal. All right. And who's grieving? Who has to deal with these laws? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, mainly. Even Esau, the lower class Edomites, the ones you rubbing shoulder to shoulder with, the ones you go to work with, your co-workers, you know, the ones you're on the train with, they're grieving too. So this is Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them, destruction, unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and their right grievousness which they have prescribed. And who's subscribing? Who's prescribing these wicked decrees? Esau, starting with the elites, the head, the top, the banking families. Okay, they're the ones really in charge. Yeah, you have Trump and you have Biden, and they're bringing out laws and whatnot, but they're just an amplifier. All right, they're just a puppet. Okay, they're taking orders from the ones really in charge. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and their right grievousness which they have prescribed," which the people got to deal with it. Okay, we got to deal with this grievousness. That whole thing with taking those jabs, that was grievousness. All right, that was confusion. That was death. Now you're dealing with, you putting the alphabet community in a position of power, and you see what's doing to the schools. You guys send your sons and your daughters to these schools, and look at what their mind is being polluted with. Okay, grievousness, which they have prescribed. Moving on. Straight to the point. The whole chapter is good. Psalms 64:6. Straight to the point. Psalms 64:6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thoughts of every one of them, and the heart is deep. They search out iniquities. All right? They are toiling in wickedness. They accomplish a diligent search. Okay? Iniquities is sins upon sins. It says they accomplish a diligent search. Meaning you can't put nothing past this man. You can't put nothing past the train derailments. You can't say it was an accident. All right? Because they're accomplishing a diligent search. Polluting the air, polluting the waters, okay, the environment, the animals, the people. Okay. It says, see now, shit just buzzing off now, but it's okay. It says both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. All right. The inward thought of every one of them is wickedness, and the heart is deep, the mind. Okay. And it's deep into wickedness because they want to bring forth that whole NWO agenda, which is ultimately, man, it's wickedness. Okay. They want to bring forth the MOTB, the mark of the beast, the alphabet microchip, and it's wickedness. All right. Satan don't want the word to get out, but guess what, man? It's coming out through the spirit of Yahweh Bashimi Hawashah. This is Ecclesiasticus 14:7. Straight to the point, the whole chapter is good. It says, and if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. And that's going into the wicked Esau, right? Because you will hear Trump saying, make America great again. And you may think it's a good thing, because even our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, right? The ones you will sleep, you want to cheer Trump on. You want to agree with Trump. But this is what happens at every election. All right, the president comes in, says, make these promises, these empty promises, and by the end of his term, you hate the guy. It's nothing new. Ecclesiasticus 14:7, and if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. Okay? Like the Emancipation Proclamation. That wasn't good. That was something unwillingly. That was nothing but a push of a pawn in the chess game. Okay? Because this man is ultimately going to reach his agenda at any means necessary. Okay? And at the last, he will declare his wickedness. At the last, he will declare his wickedness. Okay? When it's time for him to show his horns and to show his teeth, you're going to find out. 2/3 of our people is going to find out this man's the devil. Okay? You got Esau. You got Esau, the average Joe. He knows Esau is the devil. He knows his people is the devil. Okay? But you're going to have 2/3 of our people that's going to find out when all hell breaks loose. It's going to be a little too late. I read it one more time. Ecclesiasticus 14:7. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. Okay? And at the last, he will declare his wickedness. It says Proverbs 12:10. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast. Right? And we know that's not Esau, because he doesn't regard the life of the animals. Slaughters them. Feed them things they ain't supposed to eat. Gives them, he pumps them with steroids and other chemicals that does wrong to them. Pollutes the air and the water and the land, the environment. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. Okay? Think about that when you think about Esau, the wicked. It says that, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. Let's just see what we could get out of cruel. What could we get out of cruel? Cruel. Strong's H394. Abazaria. Show Strong's info. Terrible, cruel one. All right. Who's the terrible, cruel one? Esau. Okay. This is Isaiah 31:1. It says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because there are many. See, when it says go down to Egypt for help, again, let's go into the tools. Let's go into the Strongs, and let's get some of these words out the Strongs. Let's go to Egypt. Show Strong's info. Mizraim. Matazarium. All right, Matazarium from Strong's H4714 says Upper Lower Egypt, Egyptians, Mizraim. All right, that was Egypt. In the Hebrew, Egypt. You would call it Mizraim. Originally, it was known as Mizraim. So, and what does Egypt have in common with America? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, which are really the Israelites, are in bondage in America the same way they are in Egypt. All right, and you had Israelites that subscribed to the philosophies of Egypt, but then you had Israelites that did not. You had Israelites that continued to follow in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. So it says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots. Right? So if there's a problem before coming to your true power, you would trust in Egypt. All right? You trust in their gods. You trust in their authority. All right? You trust in their ways of doing things, but you wouldn't trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And you see that now because our people run down to these so-called churches and they worship Caesar. All right? Our women have 911 on speed dial. Okay? And they follow the laws of Egypt. Shaving your beard, getting the line up. Okay? Putting on a suit and tie. It says, and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many. Yeah, the police force, the army, the military, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the high one of Israel, neither seek the Lord. Right, the high one of Israel, Yahweh, and then son Yahweh Shai. Right, because to get to the Lord, you got to get to Yahweh. You got to get to Yahweh Shai. Okay, and to get to Yahweh Shai, the most I have to lead you to Yahweh Shai. You know. So, a lot of our people listening to this Trump speech and cheering Trump on, and they can't wait till Trump get back in office. You hear all the time, you know. Oh yeah, I like Trump. You know, Trump is a good guy. That's what 2/3 of our people say. Trump bring jobs to the neighborhoods. You know, Trump gives us a fair share. Trump take care of America. America great again. That's what people will say. When you think about it, when America was great is when we were in captivity. Okay? That's when America made most of their profits. That's the truth. Anyways, with that, I want to say all praise goes to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shah, Bashim, Kwakwadash, double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders, great millstone, and salutations to the Akim pushing this word in all sincerity and honesty. Shalom.